Hello, everybody. We're back for our halftime show between the games of Team Liquid Challenger versus AOE Gold. Team Liquid coming out the gates, swinging with APA signature Ziggs pick. Beatdown, we've teased the champ pool of this player, and now every weekend, I think we're going to see him play something new. That's my hot take for the dire display. He's going to play something new every week.
I mean, my take is that I feel like he's going to draw a couple Ziggs bans for the next little while, because that was bullying we saw all across it, especially because, I mean, they took perfect advantage with that first Rift Herald of the roam to that bottom side of the map. And it's just one of those situations you don't play against Ziggs a lot. You think like, oh, okay, Ziggs, he'll get a few plates. Maybe he'll get Herald. They successfully take Arrow out of the picture, get a kill. Great. Love that. You just hear Herald dropping. You're like, oh, okay, they're going to get some plates. And then you just look and you remember what Ziggs does. And I'm sure there was a moment of like, I'm sure there was a moment of like, oh, they're gonna get the whole turret.
Yeah. Ziggs is pretty disgusting, not only in the ability to take turrets fast, but also just poke out so that Team Liquid Honda Challengers could always look at objectives. They had a lot of control around pretty much every neutral throughout the entire game. And to highlight that somewhat, we're gonna play a little bit of an old game at this point. I think it's fair to call it. We've been doing this one for about a year now. It's called Pixel Perfect. Magical, you've definitely done this one enough times. Yes. Beatdown.
We did this last Monday.
Oh, we did do this last week, literally just a week ago. Well, the point of the game is I was taking screenshots during that last game to basically encapsulate the storyline of the game from start to finish, some of the big impactful moments, and I took them at different resolutions. 16-bit, you can tell what's going on in the image, so those ones are a little easier.
Teacher?
Yes?
So are they all just pictures of towers falling?
No, they are not all just pictures of towers falling, but thank you for interrupting me on my explanation to anybody who does not know what this game is. 8-bit means that it is a little bit harder to see, and then 1-bit, the hardest, means that it is basically impossible to tell what is on your screen, and best of luck to the gamers to guess. Yes, Magical.
Can I use the bathroom?
No, you may not use the bathroom. You should have done that during the break. You know this. Let's give it to Beatdown first. You can choose 16-bit are worth 1 point, 8-bit are worth 2 points, 1-bit are worth 3 points. What do you want to go for?
Well, last week I started with 1-bit to my detriment, so obviously
be a coward. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward.
I'm also going to do 1-bit.
Of course you are. Of course you are. All right, so what is the context of this image here, this 1-bit image?
That is the first Baron attempt, and that is Winnie threatening to Q over the wall and steal. No, it's the second Baron, I think. I'm going to go with second Baron attempt.
Second Baron attempt? Not correct.
Damn it.
Magical, do you have a steal?
I think it's the fight where they actually... It's like a round Baron pit, but they are looking for the pick onto APA that leads into that long extended like chase where eventually like Bradley
ding. Yeah, you got it. APA didn't have flash and they punished. This was a moment where I was like, I don't have a bleep button, so I'm not going to say it. Oh, crap. Our Team Liquid throw it. Our AOE actually coming back in, but then Bradley had a sick teleport and was able to turn it around. But this was close. AOE almost won a massive fight here. That could have turned into Baron and then brought them right back into the game. All right, so that is 3 points of Magical. You successfully stole. I'm just going to load up the other 1-bit because I know Magical. What is the context of this image on your screen?
That's obviously one of the Meko Inferno bombs, but I think this is the one.
Yeah, I should have zoomed in way closer on this one.
I think this is the one that one-shot. I'm trying to remember who it one-shot.
Oh, yeah. I know who it was.
Yeah, it was Sky. Was it? Yeah, no, yes, no. Yes, it was SkyTech.
Can I steal?
Ding. Magical got it.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was Lynx. Damn it.
No, I believe it is SkyTech that gets one shot here. Yeah. Or, I mean, not one shot. He's already half health, but still.
Yeah, but still, it's like literally where it like lands and we're just like, oh, bye. They're just dead.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yep. Unless a beatdown. I don't remember 100%. I didn't write down who got one shot.
I can see the circle, the area, the time I'm thinking of is a different time.
Yeah.
So this is obviously the game-ending play also. It was Bradley on a flank that kind of pushed AOE back, and then APA lands this, and after that bomb lands, game's over. Like, there's just no shot that AOE can come back from there. Okay, that is 6 points to Magical. Beatdown. I had to say it. There's only 6 points available to earn in total, and you would have to get all of them, including 2 steals. But it's back to you, Beatdown. You're going to go for a 16-bit or an 8-bit?
Give me an 8-bit.
You want to go for an 8-bit? I respect it.
My man.
8-bit. What is the context of this image right here?
I know.
He's cooking.
He's cooking. Yeah, come on, you got this.
I hear the sizzles. 5, 4.
That
3,
is
2,
Mir in his own jungle.
1.
Nope. It's Bradley
correct.
solo kill. It's Bradley solo kill on Gomsu.
Ding, ding, ding. Magical's brain is too
Wait,
powerful
what?
right now.
I
What
can't
is going on?
Holy
What is
crap.
going on? This was Bradley. Look at how low he is. This play was insane. I wish we could do a replay of it because Gomsu, look at the health bar differential right here.
That's the
Gomsu
only,
needs
that's
one
the
more
only
auto.
reason why I knew it. It's like I couldn't tell who the name was, but I only remember one play where someone got that low, and it was Gomsu.
Fair.
It was the Bradley.
Bradley plays this
Bradley solo.
so chattily. He literally, after this, he gets into the bush, walks back to the edge, and then lunges forward to get back in. And because he chose that, instead of just retreating and running away, he actually turns it because he gets a proc off and heals himself. Crazy. Crazy play right there. Next 8-bit, because I'm assuming Magical is going to go for that.
Of course.
I can't believe you stole that, too. So that means you're at 8 points. This could be the first ever sweep. The first ever sweep. What is the context of this image that you see right here? This one's a little trickier.
This one actually. So I'm trying to think what this one is. Is that the only thing I could possibly think of is bot lane play where they put the Rift Herald? No, because this is mid lane. Oh, was this like one of the first Mega Inferno bombs, like mid lane, that we all like gasped at how much damage it did that allowed them to get that second turret?
But I'm gonna. Okay. That allowed them to get the second turret.
Yeah. Tier 2. No. Okay.
Not correct there, but you're so close. Beatdown. Do you think you can steal?
This was when they dropped the Herald, I think. No, it wasn't because the Mega Inferno bomb. No, yeah, this was when they dropped the Herald. I don't think that's an alt. I'm pretty sure that's a Q. Ziggs Q. No?
This
No?
is... So this doesn't... When you look at the grand scale of things, it wasn't the most impactful play individually, but I chose it because it basically just explains the problem of playing against Ziggs. Because after this, Team Liquid go to the Baron, they start it up, and AOE have to approach. They actually push off the Baron, but it just basically shows that APA Ziggs was constantly providing pressure, poking them out, and then forcing them into bad positions that AOE was not ready for. I am hearing that we're ready for pick and ban, so we're just going to get right into that, even though there are 2 16 bits left.
Yeah,
Magical wins.
technically a
Congratulations,
sweep. Let's
Magical.
go.
Technically a sweep, but
No,
to
technically
not delay any
not.
further.
You didn't get all that. You
I didn't get all. I didn't get them all. I didn't get them all. So it's
All
not
right, we'll do
technically-
them after. Maybe we'll do it to close out the show. But either way, Magical Beatdown, take it away.
All right, that we shall. We'll get ready for our final game of the day here. It will be exciting because it's still our Team Liquid Honda Challengers up against AOE Gold. And this time, I want to see how AOE can bounce back in this game, because last one, I mean, we can't say it enough. It was definitely one where you just felt like you were slowly getting smothered. There's little that you could do every single second that passed. Felt like it was dragging on for eternity.
Yeah, it was tough to be an AOE fan during that first game, Magical, and we'll see what they want to do going into this next one, because I don't think draft, again, was the problem. I think early game came down to a lot of mechanics. I mean, especially that last Pixel Perfect thing one of the Pixel Perfect things we were looking at with the Bradley outplay on the Fiora and things like that in the earlier parts, and Mir just finding play after play after play. So I think this time around, maybe you consider banning the Elise, but besides that, I think it's Winnie trying to do a better job of trying to keep track of maybe some early vision. You group as 5, you try and lay down a ward, just so you have a better idea of Mir, where he might be, so that you can slow down that early game play. I think I still want that level 1 to happen that way, but I think banning Elise is fair.
I agree. I think that was very warranted. The Jhin ban, we kind of were questioning it, previously anyways, especially because Lucian was up. There's a lot of opportunities that you can get much more powerful things, so banning this Elise instead makes a lot of sense. That's why the Lucian got taken immediately by Arrow, and I'm curious to see if we see that Zeri Lulu bot lane again for Lynx and Skytech, and maybe a little bit more power in the early game ganks for winning, but no. Looks like they're going for Varus, which is something we've also seen oftentimes into Lucian matchups.
Yeah, very strong in lane. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how that one plays out, what they're going to pair for it. You got to imagine it's jungle coming through here on the second pick. I'm not sure it's actually going to be developed. But
don't get baited. Don't get baited by it.
Yeah.
Like, if it happens, we can get excited. We can pop off, but reality, that's more expected. An Ashe support.
Okay, so it's not actually, they're just going to go straight and pick up their bot lane. So there's going to be a lot of range here, a lot of poke. So it means, like, even with that Nami coming through here, like, this is a bot lane that's going to be able to get pushed. And I think, hopefully, AOE, Winnie, going to be able to use that to try and pressure Mir, use that advantage to go for invades, as something we saw Mir do a lot in that last game.
So this is the one problem, though, with taking Ashe over going for your jungle there, is that Mir now gets Vi, which is...
I think you know that.
You know that? No, that's what I'm saying. Winnie could have possibly gotten Vi. I think it would have been the only other thing that you would switch out there, knowing that the Nami would be the support pick on the other side. But outside of that, it's really just semantics, right? The Wukong is now something that I think rises in priority for Winnie, that we could look towards maybe being the possibility, or something a little bit more tanky, better on engages such as Sejuani.
I do like that one. I mean, you kind of, so you are tankier, like you said, you kind of make up for the fact that you got an Ashe support, something along those lines, and you have a lot of early game CC.
Right,
I won't say you have a lot of power, but you are good. If you have a mid laner who is good at skirmishing, I think this could be a good mid jungle duo pairing for Winnie and Darkwings, and I think that will allow them to skirmish a little better early on.
And the AOE now are paying a lot of respect over to Team Liquid. Not only that Elise ban taken from Mir, but then the Fiora benching Bradley on that champion. But by taking that, there's still other options that you can draft. You have Jax, that is something that is still open, that I would expect to be the final ban, leaving Talia open for APA. Or you could just say the Gangplank is what you want to take away. Grab yourself Cassante instead of trying to go for something a little bit more tanky, as you talked about in that top side.
I mean, they could still go for the Cassante. I mean, you take away Jax, who I think is a good answer. You take away Fiora, who outscales him in side lane. So it's kind of setting up
also
a Cassante.
Bradley. Bradley's also very proficient, and we've seen how powerful of a laner he is.
Yeah. I mean, unless Bradley... Oh, Bradley does... Does Bradley play Olaf? Am I thinking of the right person? Yeah, never mind.
He plays Olaf. He's played Shyvana. He's played so many different things.
Forget I said anything. I don't think Cassante is the play any longer.
Well, the problem with Bradley is having been a role swap mid to top lane, even when he was mid, he liked to play a lot of melee champions. His Aurelia was something that was very popular when he went by the name of Freeze. So that's why it's really hard to draft against Bradley, even though he's swapped. You think he'd have a much smaller champion pool, but he's got a large champion pool that he can dig deep into to find. As with that Gnar pickup, the blind pick that Darkwings could have, we have Ahri and then a Akali for Bradley.
That's what I like to see, Bradley. That's what I like to see. You got a lot of kill pressure there. Come level 6. Really nice. A lot of mobility on this team and a lot of backline dive.
I'm even going to talk about
Lynx,
this is like Gomsu on his Gnar again in a better matchup than that Fiora as well, but it's like it's Bradley's Akali, which is even better.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, of course Akali is a valid top laner, but also Bradley, former mid laner, a lot of time on this champion
melees,
here.
likes his melees.
Right. And he's good at them, so it's really exciting pickups come through here overall. And I mean, if you look, we just take a moment, or I'm looking at the wrong side, technically. You take a moment to look at what's going on with these champions, like a lot of them. Ahri, Akali, you're laughing.
This side. This side.
No, me technically, look where my hand is. You see this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at, these champions, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm talking about these champions. Akali has a lot of time, like an easy time getting on top of these
I thought you were talking about Akali, and I was like, she's up here.
No, I know, I can't. She's like over there, but she's so far.
It's hard for me to point over there because then I'm all, it's like I gotta go like that.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for. I got you.
Yeah. We got each other's back. And looking at this game, let's kind of dig into the identities that both teams have drafted for themselves. Gomsu back on Gnar, which after last game, maybe aren't as excited about, but it's still Gamsu's Gnar, his most played champion in his entire career, spanning all the way back to before he even switched games and then back over to League of Legends again.
Right.
So having him on something that he's very comfortable on, but up against Bradley's Akali, you talked about how hard that's going to be, but same with the rest of the map. You're getting a lot of power. It's a lot of close range combat that's going to take place between Team Liquid Honda Challengers and AOE as we dive into our final game of the day, not of the week, of the day.
That's right. AOE trying to get themselves on the board today to see if they can get a win here. It'll be tough bouncing back after that first game, but certainly possible. And I mean, and one thing I really quickly want to touch on too, I might have to hold off. So Arrow, I mean, realistically, Arrow's not going to.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's good. Yeah, just keep cutting.
Yeah, so talking to Winnie, I mean, talking about this experience and the opportunity with this change in format where provisional teams can play up against challenger teams, even the experience alone is something he cites being very grateful for. Being able to play against teams like Team Liquid, all split long instead of a tournament at the end like things were last year. And he's trying to prove that not only him, it's a good confidence builder for him, but especially a newer player like Lynx in their bottom lane, and hoping that they can continue to improve, prove that they belong to be here.
It's funny seeing the vote right now and how it's so heavily skewed towards Team Liquid Challengers, and normally you'd be like, yeah, after such a great dominating Game 1 performance, they should be. But I do want to bring back, just rewind the clock till yesterday. Because yesterday, AOE lost the first game pretty brutally to 100 Thieves Challengers. And then Game 2 had an absolute banger of a game that had a pause right at the end before they could actually even win, that they barely were able to get back in time. And they've won 2 games in absolutely crazy ways, but with Mir focusing on the spot lane, looking at the double range that is very susceptible to getting ganked like this. Skytech is doing his best to try to get the attention away so that Lynx can get out of there. He's killing so much time, and eventually we knew that Arrow was going to get first blood.
And what were we talking about with this jungler, Magical? Not only mechanically strong, but also clever. Plays with expectations. A lot of champions, level 2 gank. Poppy, Trundle. There's a bunch other that I'm not even thinking of. Vi is not one you usually expect. Jarvan was one I was thinking
there
of.
You go.
But immediately clears the red. Bot lane under pressure. Oh, don't mind if I do. Shows up for first blood.
Well, with how easy they are to gank as well, it's an Ashe Varus early game. What dashes, what escapes do they have outside of flashes? Plus, the jungler on the opposite side is Sejuani. Not really going to be something that is looking for those early plays either. Still wanting to farm up just a little bit clear, and it's a slow clear speed at that.
At the moment, Mir, a level down, wants to contest, has smite, will get it.
Yeah,
only a couple more little chickens, and he's going to hit level 3.
Yeah, he's going to hit level 3, but he's still scared at Winnie actually winning the duel.
Yeah, I mean, level up, Sejuani, surprising damage early with that E when you pop the ice. But realistically, Mir got the majority with the big chicken. That's all that matters when you're contesting that camp. So what I'm interested in is the next Raptor spawn. Will Winnie keep trying to steal it?
Level 3 dive here from Winnie, and perfectly executed. Sure, they had to blow the flash out of Lynx, but what an answer back on the map.
Yeah, really nicely done there. You managed to keep your major summoner spells on the side of AOE, and you get a kill onto Skytech. Yeah, sure, it's not the virus, but ultimately you get it easy.
Kills a kill.
That's right. You get the gold for the assist. You get to knock down almost a turret plate. Great start for AOE.
This is a good turnaround, and this is kind of what we, not even kind of, this is pretty much what we saw yesterday, where they had that rough first game against 100 challengers, but then bounced back. The mental fortitude, because even though you have a lot of rookies on this team, so, like you can point towards Darkwings, Lynx, Skytech, even if they have played in Academy for some of them in the previous years, they're still new to the scene. But you have that veterancy in Gamsu. You have Winnie, who's been playing for a while, trying to prove himself time and time again. They've got that leadership, the mental fortitude to always say, it's okay, we got to calm down, look at the next game, see what we can do to bounce back.
And I think that's something Winnie talked about as being like that newer experience where, they played AOE, this AOE roster plays together now. So as that new experience moving, Even he cited cooking meals for himself, taking care of yourself. He cites it as a daunting but welcome experience. And it's just been a big learning curve, not just in that regard, but also just in that team environment. Having a routine and basically playing on this consistent schedule so that you can constantly practice and improve.
And so far, even if it's a 2-5 record at the moment for AOE, they've had a lot of tough competition to start off the split. And facing off against Team Liquid Honda Challengers, if they're able to take this game, bounce back like they did yesterday, that's a good start of things and a good look for them when we look to the future of how the NACL League is going to unfold further, since it's only a single round robin. They're never going to get a chance to face off against Team Liquid Honda again until playoffs.
That's true, and even though this is good practice, again, provisional teams, every game counts for them, because like you said, single round robin, they're the ones who face relegation if they don't do well overall. So even though it is good to practice, it is good to improve, there is that urgency that AOE players are feeling to pick up more wins.
Every single win will matter for them. So if they can pick up even just one here against Team Liquid, put them in a better standing later down in the split, but they still got to beat them. Bradley bullies around Gomsu just a little bit, but he goes Mega just in time, so he doesn't have to worry about getting assassinated by Bradley, who had hit level 6.
I'm going to be real. Pretty sure Gomsu will need to flash once this Mega is over with.
Yeah, I think so too, but...
wait, he's going to go for it?
Okay, that was Ignite Burn, and then tries to go for the Shuriken Flip. He can't go for the dive. Yeah, he already had used both procs of perfect execution.
Wow, so the timing. I didn't expect him to go for it until after the Mega goes through, so Gomsu getting the Gnar off pretty much saves his life in that regard, gets the Ignite out, doesn't have to flash, and with all that advantage on that bottom side of the map, the rest of AOE gonna have an easy time picking up Dragon number 1.
This is still looking a little reminiscent of last game, where they have these good early plays, they get themselves the first Dragon. We just need to see how they can continue to translate these leads. If they can get these picks onto Arrow, or maybe they can stop APA from being a menace. Granted, he's not on that Zig, so he's not going to just take these structures so quickly that balloons the gold lead in their favor without having a single fight.
Well, speaking of, might be coming through.
They spotted out Mir. They know he's here. And Mir goes in, looks for Skytech. The bubble connects. Mir gets healed. He tried to survive. Skytech is alive. He's out of there as APA is going to roam, but they've already lost the bot lane. They've lost the jungler as well. Lynx will fall, but they've got the roots. They've got the Sons of the Charm. Did not connect. So with the Scatter of the Week out of Dark Wings, it means that it's a 1-4-2 in total. No, actually 3, because they got Mir as well.
That ends up being wow, they felt really confident about that play, but Lynx, with that serrated Dirk, was able to output so much damage here in this fight. All those abilities do so much extra damage, and you can see it. Flash onto Skytech, and yes, Skytech is under threat, but look at Lynx this whole time. Easily able to stack up Blight, easily able to charge up that Q, and just be able to get so much extra damage coming through here. And it's just so well played overall from the side of AOE. APA does manage to come and trade, but he ends up losing himself in the process.
And it's a 3 for 1. It's a total of 3 for 1. Like, I messed up on that one because Mir died and I looked at the death timers and he had already respawned. But that is a huge play for AOE. Not only do they get this gold into the bot lane, Lynx might have died, but he'll take that. He's got 1 kill, 3 assists, so he can come back in. Nearly has a completed item with his Tear of the Goddess. The team spawns, takes Rift Herald for themselves out of the replay. Well, it is going to be Team Liquid looking for their own answer. On the other side, Skytech no longer having flash or heal, should die, but they got the kill on the APA nonetheless, and they can turn this around. With Gomsu on the other side, though, he's not Mega, so they got to be careful, and somehow, not again. Skytech, how do you keep living in these ones? You didn't even have flash or heal this time around.
And it's because they keep focusing Skytech while the rest of the team does so much damage magical, and Bradley wasn't there to try and jump into the backline for a play. At this point, Team Liquid trying to go for the play after the Herald to see if they can pick people up while they're split up. They think without Gomsu there, they can make it happen, but they were wrong. And they just give up more gold into this process. This Varus is now 2-1-3. This Sejuani is 2-0. And now you have a Rift Herald to play with this AoE.
You can plop that down wherever you really please. If you want to try to get Gomsu in a better position against Bradley, you can. Mid lane is looking pretty juicy to deny any roam potential out of APA. Really, the world is your oyster if you're AOE.
It is. A lot of options for where you want to go next. I think Winnie is probably still looking for the mid or bottom lane. Like, I think you really want to just continue to snowball Lynx, who is already so far ahead, already has that first item purchase in the Yomus. So that extra lethality, AD, even the speed it gets is going to make this bottom lane very dangerous. Now Skytech is level 6 as well, and he has that enchanted crystal arrow, which is another big plus for this team comp, because that long range engage, that's good. It's going to be crazy magical. You have, even though you're a very mobile team on the side of TLC, you have to worry about the chains of corruption and that enchanted crystal arrow in these fights.
Pretty much one of them landing is a death sentence, because there's going to be so much follow-up. There's so much lockdown potential across the board of AOE, whether it be the Nahar, all Glacial Prison, Scatter the Weak, the Chain of Corruptions, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They have all of this potential to find one person out of position, or even multiple if they need be.
And now, oh, wait a minute.
Okay, Charm going wide. Darkwings is doing a great job of sidestepping a lot of this, but the calling might actually get the kill. Oh, he's nearly there. It is. The Gale Force will get the kill, so that is actually going to be a turnaround for Team Liquid. But APA's got to be careful. Cease and desist on to the Sejuani that has shut down on top of her. This time, the play does not go out for AOE. It's a triple kill for Arrow. There is no barely living like you had previously.
That's right. Well played from Team Liquid, and this is the beauty of that mid-jungle duo and Vi Ari. Once you're both post 6, it's so easy to layer CC and blow up a specific target. Now Arrow, who was under a lot of threat earlier on and was behind, he's 4-2-1. He picked up 3 kills in that fight, and in one fell swoop, magical. TL, get it all back.
It's kind of crazy, too, because I wasn't expecting it to be that chaotic of a fight this early on. With the Charm missing as well, I thought, okay, maybe one person will die. But like you said, it's the fact that they are able to continually layer this damage onto a retreating AoE.
Yeah, and it's just perfect. Not only that, like Arrow, yeah, like you said, Arrow getting that culling off, getting most of the damage off, and setting up for the ultimate from Mir. That cease and desist, making it so that, well, Skytech, you lived because you had a beefy front line. Now when it's just you, what do you got? And the answer was nothing.
Also, it was a very nice tidal wave out of Kim Down. We haven't really gotten to sing the praises of Kim Down. Support that came from the collegiate scene, tried out with Team Liquid during their tryouts, and was the one that got noticed.
I will say, he did play a little bit for Team Pending. Grounds as well.
This is true. This is true. Has experience there as well. See, I mostly remember just as casting collegiate as well, seeing him over for my team, UCI. Since that I did graduate, I am an alumni of the UCI.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So that's why I always remember those that go to UCI and be like, hey, I know you. You're from the same alum.
Oh, that's cool. Well, so today I learned about Mad Magical. He has lore. He wasn't just spawned like this.
Well, I mean, I was just spawned like this, but there's other things I did along the way too.
There are factors.
Yeah, there's factors.
Okay.
Yeah, and so going back to what's happening on the map. So another dragon was secured by AOE during that entire time. We're seeing people back. A lot of the reason why that dragon was picked up by AOE is because resets were attempted and completed by Team Liquid Challengers. You can see the Zeal, another dagger in the inventory of Arrow. So you can be a little bit more oppressive into this matchup in the bot lane. Because with poke for both Lynx and Skytech means that you are susceptible to getting dove on top of, which is what Arrow can really successfully do now that they have Imperial Mandate for Kim Down.
And it's even harder now too, because like the gold lead is evened back up. You can see that Winnie, though he has a lot of opportunities to be able to set up plays with that Glacial Prison, he needs to be able to actually get on top of somebody. And we were talking about how mobile the composition is. Like everybody's got a movement spell except for Kim Down, right? On the side of TLC. So you really want to try and layer the CC you have. And to AoE's credit, they have a lot of it. That's how a lot of these fights are going to be going through. But for the moment, there's really nothing to play for. Just back to farming, back to clearing camps. And very likely it's going to be Mir or Winnie looking to make some of these small plays as in these upcoming minutes.
It pretty much is going to be the jungle matchup that we have to keep our eyes on. Well, Bradley is always an exciting topic. Someone that gets a lot of solo kills. The Flash he plays for Team Liquid Challengers. It's going to be on how the Svi and Sejuani now match up with one another. Both of them having completed Radiant Virtue, the team fight capabilities, especially around these neutral objectives, since it's going to be a neutral objective taken by Mir on the top side. Bradley does show in the bot lane, but I doubt they'd actually want to go for the pull as Gomsu gets caught out.
Nice and easy. Good catch. The rotate bot top side coming through allows them to get that second Rift Herald. Of course, you do trade that first turret. Lynx has been having a good early game so far, manages to get more gold in his pocket. But more than likely, you're going to get this top tier 1 in trade, and you have this Herald to threaten another one as well.
Let's just see what happens, because it was off screen for the most part. It just kind of fast forwards. Oh, yeah. He notices that Arrow's... not Arrow. Mir's there, and he's like, oh, wait. I'm about to go Mega, but just barely off.
Yeah, no time, unfortunately, and it's an easy setup there for Team Liquid. And with that Herald picked up, actually, so it looks like Lynx and Skytech were able to come top. They did stop the top tier 1 from going down, so there is no turret in trade as a result, but still...
not yet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the moment, Mir's definitely going to get a chance to make another dive play, and that's exactly what he's looking for, to drop that Herald and crack open a turret. I imagine it's going to be that mid-tier 1.
This game, though, is a lot better for AOE. Doesn't feel like they're completely... They have no wind in their sails as they're playing around the map. They are proactive. They have areas that they can attack and look to punish Team Liquid. While Bradley does show up in the top side, same with Mir, to deny a dive from both Skytech and Winnie. It just is a matter of time. It's just these attempted plays forcing the hand of Team Liquid challengers, as opposed to the other way around, where it's always AOE having to be reactive.
Right. So it's all, like you said, better look for AOE so far, making use of their experience from game 1 here. But the thing is, they still need to win out on some of these fights. They have a small lead now, but I imagine the big difference maker there is actually on Skytech. They have a lot more gold and KP compared to Kim Down. But you have to be able to pick people off from the side of TLC, and we're going to get a chance to see that very soon. This is AOE's sole point. They managed, despite some of the successes and lack of, they are at 2 to a soul. So that means this is their sole point. If they're going to be able to secure that, this is a big win con that AOE can play for.
Also, with it being a Hex Tech Soul on the line, a very powerful
it's a good one.
You would want that if you are Lucian, just using that calling. That's why they put down the Rift Herald bot lane. Darkwing's trying to defend, but it's going to be 4 members. Here's the TP behind, looking for the flank coming in from Bradley. They peel off. Arrow does not connect onto Bradley. Instead, it's going to be the calling, going wide as well. Tidal Wave, it's going to split the fight, but nobody dies just yet. Site secured for Mir. Now the fight might ensue as Bradley is trying to get into the back line. Gets the flash out of Skytech, but he's still fine. He has his own ability to get out of the fight while APA looks to re-engage. Bradley goes deep into the enemy line, looks for the charm, gets the damage, but now they have to focus. The flash coming in from Winnie to be able to survive, and somehow nobody dies.
And that's the crazy thing. TLC, they forced AOE off the dragon. They're gonna get this bottom turret for APA with the Herald, but the fact is they could have walked away with the dragon. They denied the sole point, but they wanted more magic. You saw them turn back and try to take away more from AOE, and all they got were summoners in the end. But they take this turret, they take their spoils in the bottom side camps, and Shelly gets another charge.
That arrow connects, definitely dead to APA as Mir tried to re-engage on to Winnie, but might be in his own danger. Has to use the Vault Breaker away. Is he, though? I'm kind of watching this one as they look for slow... Had that landed that hail of arrows, they might have actually looked for a further play. Well, Arrow nearly gets found out by Darkwings completely on his lonesome.
Yeah, it's a nice catch out from Darkwings. Overall, nobody ends up falling in this play. It's once
what is going on?
It's
not like they weren't fighting. They're still fighting. They're still attempting. But everyone's living. How is everyone living? There's got to be something that changes here.
Is this not what you want, Magical?
I want fights,
Are you not entertained?
No!
Isn't this why you're here?
Where are more fights? I need more action, more bloodshed.
Well, you'll get it soon, Magical. This is the most kills we've had so far at this point of the game in this series, and I have a feeling these teams aren't done yet.
Goal's dead even too.
Yeah. So AOE, they don't get their sole point, which is a bummer. But they still have the chance to get the dragon in these next couple minutes because of how slow things are going at the moment here. No one is particularly in the lead, so you will get another chance to get that soul point. Again, Hextech Soul, very powerful, probably the best soul in the game, and it is the best Rift in my opinion, which means both of these teams have players who can try and use those Hex gates to be able to get to some interesting positions. I'm looking at you, Bradley and Gamsu.
Yes, those are going to be the big ones. If they can get in a good position, especially Gamsu, if he's about to go Mega, it's going to be critical to get behind enemy lines. Well, Bradley, you saw him attempt to jump on top of Skytech or on top of Lynx last time, but it just blew a couple summoners. Not actually amounting to any kills themselves, so they have to go back to the drawing board and wait this game out, which begs the question, Pete. When do we next see them clash? Is it not until 2 minutes when the next dragon spawns?
Yeah, unless we see Team Liquid go for some kind of risky Baron play, I doubt it. But maybe the clash is now. APA does have the Spirit Rush.
Oh, Scatter the Weak connected as well. Waiting for that Spirit Rush. There it is. Going to go for the opposite direction. Waiting it out. That's almost all charges. I think one more remains. Not going to get the predict, though. And the arrow going wide. APA out-jukes them all.
That's it. He's out of there because look what's happening on the side. Baron being started out. Jungler isn't in the area, even with the TP coming through here.
Cease and desist on the Lynx. That's a huge pick. They've got rid of the ADC. Shut down and skipped it over. Scatter the Weak onto Doom members, but the chest charm. And look at Gamsu trying to save the fight the best he can, but they've lost Dark Wings with Skytech, the next casualty. Bradley Chadley, as he always can dive into the back line and gets himself a double kill with his Ignite.
And beautifully done there, not just APA for playing his life, but also Team Liquid for making the call to go for the Baron. And now Winnie is here. He could go for the steal.
It's unlikely. Look at Bradley. He's hunting. Here. Even Gamsu, he's waiting to see if he can get up stacks towards his Mega Gnar. Bradley into the Twilight Shroud. Shuriken flips away. They do stop the Baron from going over to Team Liquid, but this is the first advantage we've seen either team gather in the last 20 minutes.
You know what? I like the call, but we'll talk about that after. I mean, you see this. This is what was happening while the other side of the map was playing out, and the TPs come through from both mids here. First, the call to go on to Lynx, who was essentially face-checking, I think was dangerous on his part, and a great punish. As soon as that happens, this becomes, I mean, super winning for Team Liquid. And at this point, you saw it. Nice flash charm, nice play from Bradley, and they just keep running over AOE.
The dubstep ignite too from Bradley to get the double kill.
Is that what we call that?
That's an old name. It's an old name, but it checks out.
I am a league zoomer. I apologize.
Yeah. Oh, whew. Nice cleanse out of Arrow to dodge away from certain death.
Yeah, it would have been a perfect pickoff for this dragon that's coming up right now. So at this point, no Baron coming through here, and that's why I like that TLC didn't risk it. They just backed off, and they just set themselves up, spent their gold for this dragon fight. Problem is, they aren't here first. They are walking into the dark. And we'll see. Bradley's coming.
Arrow's healed up a little bit from the poke unleashed by Lynx, as Bradley still looks for those flanks. Trying to get onto the other side as quickly as possible, but the ward placed down will spot out his movement. Right there, they notice he's there. With 50% still onto the dragon, Arrow uses the calling to chip out as many members as he can, but the reset from the dragon means that Team Liquid have to wait it out. They're looking for Bradley to get on the other side, but he's chunked out. Hatcher can flip away, did not connect it on anybody, so he can't get into the fight just yet. And the dragon, this whole time, Mir has been on top of it. The arrow goes wide, not connecting onto anybody. The re-engage from Mir, and look at APA in the back line. Look at everybody, and Bradley looks to see if he can silence Winnie with a perfect execution. It's Bradley Chadley time.
And another beautiful fight. Team Liquid behind even or ahead. They always come out on top. And just like that, they burst the game open with a 4K lead. And we'll see it. The patience is incredible, waiting till Bradley gets that opportunity. And I mean, the people to really watch here are APA and Kim Down, because APA, he's looking for the movement with the Spirit Rush, and Kim Down is waiting for that perfect opportunity, waiting for the giant tidal wave. And as soon as they start hugging that wall, you see he is looking for the angle. And any second now, it's going to start to come through. Because once it happens, Bradley has the opportunity to go through. Everyone is so distracted from the people who do damage. And just look at this. It's just that easy.
I love it. I absolutely love this play from Bradley. And like you talked about, Kim Down, Mir setting it up so he can clean up the entire backline.
It's just so perfect. And at this point, oh, Bradley. They have families, bro. Surely. You gotta go easy on them.
What was it? He was 0-0-0 up until like 2 minutes ago.
And now it's 5-0-1.
Ah, man. Leave it to Bradley.
Baby.
Hey, this is what we talked about. Bradley on melee characters. This guy is so good at them. Kali flexing that from his mid lane days into the top lane, looking absolutely gorgeous on it, alongside the rest of Team Liquid challengers. Everyone is playing their damnedest, where it was a close game for such a long time, all the way up till the 21-minute mark. And then everything started falling apart for AOE. Good fights, good picks. Team Liquid now on the precipice of a 2-0 victory.
And they got so much off that. Not just their second Drake in a row, but Baron as well, Magical. So now they have this ability. They don't even care about top lane right now. They're pressuring this bottom side jungle because Dragon is what people are playing for these next couple of minutes. And they're just focusing, taking out these outer turrets as these waves are crashing at the same time.
Arrow dodging away from so much. The cleanses too, almost pixel perfect. Not quite Cat and Jack, but near damn close enough.
And at this point, it's just an easy turret to take down. Two big ultimates out of the picture. And look at Bradley. He's just happily pushing this wave in the mid lane as well. They are just systematically breaking down the remaining outer turrets here on the map. And with this wave coming in on that bottom side, they're actually just going to go ahead and reset. Spend a lot of the gold that they've earned so far and just continue flexing this lead they got.
Yeah, Mikhail's completed by Kim down to provide extra safety for Arrow. He's already got his own cleanse, but now he's got an extra one. As APA could be in a bit of danger, having not recalled with the rest of the team. Winnie, and same with Gomsu. This is quite the flank, and with them being 7,000 gold behind, that was a great juke out of APA once again, dodging everything. Where's the scatter of the week to connect? He gets his distance, flashes away. APA, how do you do it?
And look at that. Ari's such a mobile champion, and look what happens. All that time he bought while the whole team was there, he gets the back TP in. Exactly. He's here to knock on the base doors.
They're going to topple mid lane inhibitor turret and inhibitor itself, while top lane Bradley escorting minions into the last remaining turret outside of the base of AOE.
And it's just, again, great map play from the side of TL, making it impossible.
Wow.
Making it impossible for AOE to do anything about it here. Every play they have, those 15-20 minutes, TLC have an answer, and it's a better one.
Everything has gone perfectly for them. It was a slower game, but once they got that lead, it has been methodical since then. Bradley playing out of his mind as well to set up so many of these fights that Kim down and Mir make sure they gift to him.
And at this point, all Team Liquid can do now, just take their spoils and allow those supers to continue pushing in this mid lane. You have that constant prio for the next few minutes, and that's what's coming up soon, a minute till Dragon, which will be TLC's sole point. Not only do you get so much of the individual stats from the Hextech Dragon, you will now be one away from that ever-powerful soul. But the way this is going,
I was about to say,
I don't know if we'll get that far.
Right, unless AOE can somehow claw in a couple good picks, get themselves the objective, I don't even think that TLC need that. It's more of just a consolation prize, like, yeah, I guess we can have this, but we're already going to win the game. Because really, we're looking at 2 minutes from now when that Baron spawns.
That they are. But I mean, at this point, the next thing is still that Dragon that they're going to be able to get for themselves. Oh, maybe not. I mean, Bradley's got a lot of information here. This time, they just keep going after the Soul Laners, Magical. But what does that mean? The base is exposed. You have to start recalling because the rest of Team Liquid are knocking on the other base door.
They're looking for any picks possible.
Bradley's stopping the
anything.
backs.
He's just stopping them from getting back to base. And look at it. He might outplay him. He's got gold and everything missed. Oh, no. Bradley will fall. But guess what's happening in the base? Another inhibitor cracks with a lot of minions pouring in, and they can all pour it out with the gates.
X-Tech map, baby. You get one for an inhibitor, and you're going to get the Dragon in the process. You have an easy out coming through here. I mean, Winnie's coming. looking like maybe he wants to try and trade, but I don't see a world where it's actually possible. And I like this from Darkwings. Just going to go ahead and TP to the top lane, keep pushing this wave. Maybe they have the moment to take this turret because the Baron is coming up very soon.
I don't think they do. Look mid, look mid. Look at what's happening. They found Lynx, and they've got the damage. Spirit Rush with Charm connecting. Arrow dominating. SkyTech running. Nowhere to go. Oh, no way! SkyTech! He did it! They're completely broken. Their ankles are gone.
He did the TikTok flash, Magical. Problem is, oh my god, wait. Darkwings, they won't actually let him back, Bradley.
No, of course they're not. They're just going to let the team end the game on the other side. One turret is gone. On the Nexus, Bradley chasing down Darkwings while there's a fight inside the base, getting a lot of damage onto Winnie, barely surviving himself, only because how tanky he is. And look at this. He has to go back to his fountain to heal up and hope there's still somewhat of a play.
And look at this, AOE, rather Darkwings, has to walk all the way back because Bradley is chasing him. This next wave could be the last, but they see Gamsu with the Mega.
Okay, wait. Arrow, he didn't take the ports. He's canceled! They got him! Wait, this game continues!
It does. 40 seconds is a long time. Magical. You gotta ask yourself a very difficult question now.
Right,
do you try to play for the Baron as AoE? I mean, it's difficult because the answer is no.
I was about to say.
Because look at the bottom lane.
My heart's telling me yes, but my mind's saying no way.
I think you have that song mixed up, but I like.
I do. I do. But it's like I had to mix it up because my brain's like, no. Oh, okay. The heart wants what the heart wants, apparently.
Real. Okay, fair enough. And okay, so it is actually the Baron. I mean, look, this is the miracle play you gotta make at this point. TPs are coming through because they know. But oh man, this is a Hail Mary if I ever saw it.
They take it so slow too. They have no clear on this.
Boris.
It's Poke Mirror. He's by himself, but he can get away, flashing the arrow too. But the Chain of Corruptions and the Glacial Fissure both connect, but there's not enough damage.
No, it's not. And they have to back because they're not sure if their base is really under threat or not. I like that they leave Gamsu, who should be able to 1v1 most people, especially if he has his Mega ready to go. But yeah, look whose turn it is. Oh, you got a crack at the Baron. Now we get a crack.
They take it fast. They can actually get this pretty quickly as Bradley defending against Winnie. But here comes the cavalry of AOE. They are the team that fights the late games. They are the team that makes miracles happen. But TLC don't want to let that be the case this time around. Winnie barely does. The arrow not stealing it away with the tidal wave connecting onto Link so they can kill him and have Bradley unstoppable, chasing down, going golden so Darkwings will fall as he punted into the grave. Gamsu has no Mega Gnar and no way out of dodge because this is TLC's game to win.
And we're going to have another 2-0 on the day as Team Liquid Challenger dismantle AOE Gold with yet another spectacular finish.
What a crazy end game. Leave it to AOE and any of their games to make them exciting. Wow. But Team Liquid Honda Challengers had that game since moment 21. It was fully in their control to win or to lose.
And it's a crazy thing, too, with all the 2-0s we've seen on the day, which is all of them, I'm pretty sure, at least on our stream, I don't think they were like hard stomps, at least for most of the game. Like, you saw a lot of back and forth in the early games in a lot of these situations, but once one team got an advantage, it seems like each and every time they managed to hold on to it. I mean, we talk about a lot how important it is to not only get leads, but keep them, translate them to wins, and it is a good thing to see that especially a lot of our challenger teams are able to fulfill that.
And with nothing but 2-0s on path to LCS, of course, I'm curious to see what happened on the Challengers League. I think it was all 2-0s. Let me see if I can double check, because I do believe they have another series happening at the exact same time. If not, make sure you go check out this stream as well, twitch.tv/Challengers League. But stick around here, because we have an interview with the victorious Team Liquid Honda Challengers. Kangas will be here to give you that, so make sure you stay tuned.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, for our post-series interview. I have the one and only Mir, jungler for Team Liquid Honda Challenger, joining me after a victorious 2-0 day. Congratulations on the victory, Mir.
Thank you. I mean, I'm glad that we finally got 2-0.
Yeah, you picked one up, but I hear before we went live, you were dropping that your coach was still flaming you for something. What could Spawn possibly be flaming you for right now?
I mean, he's a very great coach, and he's like, he's like one of the best coaches I ever had in Western so far. And even though I'm kind of playing good right now, but he doesn't go soft on me. He just always goes hard on me, which is good on me. So I like him a lot.
That's good. Okay, you said that he's one of the best Western coaches you've had. Obviously, you've played in Oceania. You've played for Hanwha over in Korea, and now you're here in the Challengers League. So, what's it been like so far working with Spawn? What are some of the pros of him as a coach?
Well, he's a guy that take a work ethic as a league. He's really focused on just improve us better, and also he's really nice guy in the real life. So I really like him.
Okay, cool. Well, enough about Spawn, the coach. Let's talk about you, the player. Coming in from Oceania, you were out Worlds. You name changed from Arthur to Mir. So, first off, what's the reason for the name change? I actually don't know this story.
Okay, so when I came to America first, everyone called me Arthur. But in Oceania, they just call Mir. So I don't really being called that people in real life people are calling me Arthur. So okay, I just changed to Mir. Then
because Mir is your name, right? That's your given name. Okay,
yeah, that's MIR. Pretty simple name.
All right, well, we took the same strategy. I'm going by my last name, Kangas. You're going by Mir. That's good stuff. What's the biggest difference you've noticed so far, going from OS, playing on that solo queue ladder in that competitive scene, now to playing in semi-pro in North America and playing on our solo queue? Is there a big difference? Have you noticed anything?
I would say the big difference so far is the solo queue quality is I would say slightly better from NA, but the queue time is much better from NA, and I'm not surprised that some academy players, challengers players, some challengers players are actually mechanically really good. So
okay.
So I respect them, and are waiting to Fairy Tail to face them out.
Well, we'll take it. Pleasantly surprised by the mechanics of our players. I want to kind of touch on the fact that you've moved around a few times now. Being in OS, then to Hanwha Life, then back to OS, and now North America. That's a lot of commitment to playing League of Legends. Willing to uproot your entire life and go somewhere else to compete. What's your drive? What's pushing you to compete and keep going for these bigger and bigger opportunities?
My goal is always has been gold, going to Worlds, and last year I finally succeeded, right? But we sadly didn't win a single game on international, so this time I'll try my best to go Worlds as possible, and hopefully do better than last year.
All right, so the goal is a win.
Yeah.
Minimum a win at Worlds. That's what's keeping you in the game.
Yeah, and hopefully face them on group stage.
Ooh, okay. Well, on that note then, obviously, in order to make it to Worlds, you would need to make it to LCS. Yeah. So I might kind of know the answer to this next question, but what's your expectation for yourself this year? What are you focused on, and what are you trying to achieve here in the semi-pro circuit for LCS Challenger?
So I wanted to be a consistent player in the entire league scene, not entire league scene, I'm sorry, NACL. The most consistent, and I wanted to be the nice teammates by far, and I think that's pretty enough. And top 10 solo queue because my coaches wanted to.
All right, top 10 solo queue, nicest player on the team. I think part of that is absorbing all of Spawn's aggressive coaching. So you're already off to a great start, Mir. Final question. We like to end on a fun note. I didn't have anything, super personal prepared, but I'm curious to get to know. Are you a TV enjoyer? Do you watch a lot of television or TV shows or anime or anything?
I'm not really a fan of that, but I sometimes, when I get vacation, I will sometimes watch anime, and it's a good time.
All right, give me your number one anime right now. What's the biggest one?
Steins Gate.
Ooh, Steins Gate. Okay, I haven't seen that one actually, but I've heard good things. Should I check it out?
Good. It's really good.
Sell me on Steins Gate in 10 words. 10 words or less.
Beautiful.
You know, you only needed one. Wow. Well, I'm already sold. Thank you so much, Mir. Any shout-outs that you have for anybody watching at home?
And can I get time for the shout-out to our sponsorship?
Yes, do it right now. This is your moment.
Thanks for the, obviously, our sponsor, main sponsor, Honda, and thanks for the Monster and Verizon and Alienware.
All right, let's go. You remember them all. There's no list on the wall that you're reading from, right? That was just off the dome.
No.
All right, well, impressive on and off the rip. Thanks so much for coming up here and chatting with us, and best of luck going into your prep for next week.
All right, thank you.
And with that said, we'll bring back on the casters to close out the show. Magical and Beatdown. That was fun. He's a fun personality right there.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Steins Gate. Monumentally based decision. Good man.
It's a good one.
I knew I
That's a
liked
good
it.
one.
All right, Beatdown. He sold me on it in one word, but can you use the other 9 words to sell me on this anime?
I only need one. It's exquisite.
Exquisite. I got beautiful and exquisite. It's not a lot to work off of, but you know what? That actually makes it a little more interesting to me. Let's take a look at this. All right, we're getting thumbs up for everybody. Let's look at the updated standings to catch up on all the action so far this weekend. We have one more day of games tomorrow, but here's where we stand for right now. Dignitas, Challengers, Fear, and TLC all tied in first place at 6-2, and we still got 2 teams that only have 1 loss under their belts each, but TLC still jumping up a little bit in the standings after today's performance.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. I think particularly TLC and 100 Thieves, I think were the most impressive to me, only because last week, I think they were maybe shakier than I was expecting, probably because of, new team, especially in 100 Thieves' case. Unforgiven came on like Sunday of last week, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
And since then, they've obviously looked so much better. And TLC, I mean, apparently 1 extra week of coaching from Spawn, and these guys look like monsters to play against.
Yeah, first 2-0. That's what Mir was talking about. Excited to have that. I forgot to ask. I wrote down on my question. I forgot to ask if they get a bonus for beating Gamsu. Magical, what do you think the odds are?
Damn, I'm gonna go
at
yes.
least at least they're gonna get free dinner. That's what I think.
Okay.
It is. I think it's free dinner.
I think that should be the minimum for beating Gamsu, and also 2-0 in Gamsu. That's just the moral victory as well. But thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. That will do it for the broadcast for day 2 of week 2 for the LCS Challengers League. I've been the guest of the day, walking us through a lot of the action, having a lot of fun. But, of course, Magical and Beatdown the casters, thanks so much for bringing us through all the play-by-play action in the games themselves. Thank you to everybody in production behind the scenes, keeping the gears rolling. And thank you, you audience, for watching the show. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have this entire stream together. And also to the players for putting on the performance. We'll be back tomorrow with more NACL action. I'll see you there.